So Bill M-103 is moving into its second phase. This is where they begin the research into the systemic use of discrimination and racism, a whole bunch of words that basically go under the banner of Islamophobia, to take a look at how Islamophobia affects communities and individuals, etc., etc. So first off, I just want to say that I do understand that anti-Muslim bigotry does happen. There are people out there. I mean, just look at the letters that Iqra Khalid got for, putting the motion forward. Some of them were pretty hate-filled and pretty, kind of almost scary. So anti-Muslim bigotry does happen. And I noticed that in one article, a CDC article, they were citing the Running Mate report. And in that report, which I think the author kind of retracted a little bit on that report after the fact, but they basically talk about, having opinions on Islam being supportive of terrorism, or being supportive of sexism, or a number of different things. And if you look at the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, which is the institution that came up with this Islamophobia term, they basically conflate criticism of the religion with actual anti-Muslim bigoted or anti-Muslim bigotry attacks. They talk about people like Bill Maher and, but just making remarks on the Quran or anything like that. So if you go to the source in an international setting, you'll see that Islamophobia is actually defined. There is precedent for what Islamophobia is. Writers like Salman Rushdie. I'm not telling you anything new, but writers like Salman Rushdie have been labeled with being Islamophobic. So there's conflation there. There's conflation with criticism of ideas and actual hate or violence or racism. And while I'm not worried beyond belief, like say some right-wing nutjob would be, I still think it's important that we understand that Islamophobia really conflates criticism of religion with more extreme examples of violence and hatred, etc., etc. And we should be careful what we bring about from the research that goes into M-103 and stopping Islamophobia. So a bit of a simple post, but I feel like there's some misunderstanding when it comes to this word, and I feel a lot of people feel that way, but for some reason it's not translating well. It's really kind of sloughing off kind of segments of what Islamophobia is defined as already, like I said, on the international stage, and kind of really driving for this racism and this anti-Muslim bigotry thing. But yeah, interesting read, that CBC article, and the National Post covering it, etc., etc. And it was interesting reading how they brought up the Running Mate report and the principles of Islamophobia, etc. But if you go to the OIC website and read the 10th Observatory report on Islamophobia, you'll see where they conflate criticism with violence. It's under the umbrella term Islamophobia, like they do it, and that's where this word was born. So anyway, that's my video. That's all I gotta say. Have a good one. Bye.